yesterday we did half of our notes and we simplified radicals. Just a reminder of like, okay, don't forget how to simplify them. Today we're going to multiply radicals. Multiplying radicals is very similar to like terms. Remember when we did combining like terms? So when we did combining like terms, one of the important things that we needed to remember was that like a 5x plus a 6x would make what? 11x. Okay? Now, what is like 5x times 6x? 30x squared. Okay, so now I need to ask you, what is the square root of 2 times the square root of 2? What would you do? What do you think? You keep what? Because they're like, they both have a square root. So what would you say the answer might be?
Cubed root.
Not cubed. Don't change it to a 3. 4 squared. No.
Scribble it out.
Square root of 4. You just multiply the numbers underneath. Okay? Something else I need to show you. The square root of 2 times the square root of 2, this right here. What if I wrote it like this? Because didn't we do it twice?
Same thing.
Okay? And remember how square and square roots cancel out each other? Do you remember that from a long time ago? A squared and a square root cancel out each other. So that means that this is just a 2. Okay, I think we need to talk about that a little more. What's the square root of 5 squared?
5.
Just 5. Because I do square root of 5 times square root of 5, square root of 25. Well, and the square root of 25 is 5. So a squared and a square root are opposites of each other and they cancel each other out. That is important to remember. Okay? So, start easy, and let's do a little simplifying with variables. So you're on your notes, number 7. Go to number 7 on the yellow. Okay. First you focus on the number, and then you focus on the R. 150. How do I break down 150? And keep R to the third there. Because I'm just focusing on the numbers right now. What number can come out?
5.
It comes out as a 5. The 8 stays. Okay. What is still underneath the square root? Okay. Do I need to remind you that this right here, where this red dot is, this is like a little imaginary 2. Square root, do you remember that? But I don't write it because we just know square root 2. Okay, now, how do I make my R to the third? Because I want to break down the R to the third. How do I make my R to the third break down so that there's a 2 in it? We did this weeks ago.
R squared times R.
Okay. Perfect. R squared times R to the 1. I'll put the 1 there just for you. You need to know that it makes 3. 2 plus 1 makes 3. Okay, what do I have outside? 8 times 5. So now what can I take out? R squared. What does R squared come out as? Just an R. Because the square root and that little 2 cancel each other out. What is still under? A 6. And then this is R right here. Okay, there's a lot going on in this problem, and there's a lot going on in these next future problems. Luckily, number 8 doesn't even have x squared in it, so we can't even take out the x. But we can take out a 48. 48, it's, the list is being covered. Do you have the list memorized by now? 16 times 3, and then put the x there. Good. Okay, what can come out? A 4. The 3 stays out there. What's still under? 12 rad 3x. I can't do anything to the x. If it had an x squared, I could, but... Okay, how about number 9? Ooh, what comes out? A 6. Psh. What's still under? 18, rad n. Okay. 63. There's a perfect square in 63. 9 times 7 p squared. Take out what you can. You could take out the p right now too. And there's still a 7 under there. Negative 12p radical 7. Do you agree with me? I don't want to go too fast or overwhelm you. Ooh, p to the 4th. How do I break down? Well, how do I break down 50 first? Let's go one step at a time, right?
25 times 2.
And I'm going to just do it right now. How do I break down p to the 4th so that it has a 2 in it?
P squared times p squared.
Good. Now take out everything you can. 25. P. There's a negative sign out front. Keep it out front. And radical 2. So, final answer. Negative 5p squared, rad 2. It's not difficult. It just takes a little bit of just sit and think. 54. 4 doesn't go into it. 16 doesn't go into it.
9.
No, 9. Oh, remember that's the one I made the mistake on before. Put x squared, like we talked about on number 11. X squared. Take out what you can. There's still one little thing left inside. Good job, the 6. Okay, we are skipping number 13. Jump over to 19. Let's start multiplying. So on number 19, I just have to multiply what's underneath the square root. Notice how these are the same number. So I could even write it like this. What's going to end up happening?
The square root of the square.
The square root and the square, opposites of each other, they cancel each other out. The answer is just, you could have put the square root of 144 and then broken it down again. That's fine. What's 3 times 12?
36.
Ooh, 36 is a perfect square.
Equals 6.
Good job. Oh, maybe you don't feel, listen. Maybe you don't feel like multiplying 42 times 7. Then don't. Just break down 42. Okay, now, 42 doesn't have a perfect square in it. But see how there's this 7 right here? There's a 7 inside of 42. So when I'm done breaking down the 42, I'm going to have a 7 times 6 times another 7. You see what I did there? I broke down 42 and I put the 7 with it. Now, since I have two 7s in there, what would that be? 7 squared or 49, right? So I chose not to do 42 times 7 because I thought that that number would be really large, and then how would I break it down? So what I decided to do was just, even though 42 didn't have a perfect square, I knew 7 was inside 42. These two numbers right here, both of them join forces and come out as just a 7. Because it's 49, right? 7 times 7 is 49. What is still left in there? So this is where it starts getting tricky on number 21. I don't advise that you get these large numbers, 200, 300, 400. I feel that that would just kind of drive you crazy. Okay, go to number 22. Oh, the square root of 15 squared. Squared and square root cancel each other out. Number 23, what are you not going to do on number 23? Yeah, you're not going to do that because that's no fun. So I need to then think of maybe 72 has a perfect square. Oh my gosh, we already did 72. What's 72? Look back in your worksheet. And what is, so 6 rad 2, right? So write that. Make your life easier. 6 rad 2 times rad 8. But now what? These are like terms. Let's talk about what I can do. I can put the numbers underneath square roots together. I can put the 2 and the 8 together. 8 times 2 is 16. Now what are you going to do? Now what? Yep. Are you with me so far? Okay. Ooh, we haven't seen one like 24 before. So I'm going to multiply the numbers first and then multiply the square roots. Go bit by bit. Multiply the 3 times 4 first. Because it's on the outside. Now multiply my purple rad 8 times my purple rad 2. So far so good? Now what? Okay, yeah, the 16 comes out. 48. So, multiply the numbers on the outside first, and then multiply the square roots. Okay? 25. I'm just throwing all sorts of things at you, aren't I? Tell a neighbor what you think you do in this problem. Somebody, what did you say? What did somebody say? Distribute, you're right. Draw the hoops. Rad 2 times 1. What's anything times 1? No! Oh my gosh! Anything times 1. The number. So rad 2. Now what's, plus sign, don't forget about that. And these are totally separate, don't combine them. What's rad 2 times rad 2? No, we're multiplying now. Rad 2 times rad 2. Rad 4. I cannot combine these. Do not. Do not. They are like terms. This is saying like a G plus an R. They're totally different square roots. But can I break anything down? A 4. So I can make radical 4 into a 2. Okay, now there's a sequence to math. Like there's a certain way to write it. You have to put plain old numbers in front. So I'd actually have to switch the order and I'd have to write it like this. You do not get rid of the plus sign. You do not combine them. You do not get rid of the plus sign. They are not like terms. That radical is its own beast. I don't even know what that is. It's like not even a backpack. It's a yeah, a giant carry-on suitcase. I don't even know. It's not the same as a plain old constant. The 2. Okay, number 26. Go careful, guys. Watch the subtraction sign in the middle. Distribute. What is rad 6 times rad 3?
Rad 18. Minus rad 12.
Minus rad 6 times rad 2 is rad 12. You can't even combine this and make rad 6. Don't. No. Break it down first. You can only combine things that have the same square root. These do not have the same square root. One's an 18 and one's a 12. That's not the same at all. How do I break down 18? Okay. Completely separate is my rad 12. 4 times 3. Stay with me, guys, right as I'm doing this, because this is not going to help if you have no clue what's happening. Do they have the same square root? Same square root? Question mark? No. Leave separate. You cannot combine them unless, maybe it's separate. Wait.
Yeah.
Separate. I don't want to separate them. They're separate. Yeah. I think so, right? I know, but I'd like to know too, because I don't want to be writing the wrong things. I was really good at spelling. That was one of mine. Okay, number 27. By yourself. Go. Okay, are you ready to tell me what you got? Okay, when you multiplied the first distribution, what'd you get? 18 times 3. And then what? Okay. 54 breaks down to what? Break it down. Ooh, what's 36? All by itself alone, just a constant, a number. Did you take out the 9? Did you put them together? You shouldn't have. Good job. I was trying to trick you. It didn't work. But how do I write it? What's the proper order and formatting? Well, look at you, know-it-alls. Good job. Okay, so your job is to finish 21 through 30 from the yellow packet that you have in front of you and the white paper that is multiplying. The white paper is only multiplying. 21 through 30 is breaking down with exponents, variables. All right, let's get to that. Good job.